pound for pound, in terms of just skill and talent, there's not too many players in the league better than Paul George. There's no flaws in this man's game. He can shoot, attack the basket, still a good defender, and the athleticism is still there even post that nasty Team USA injury. Not to mention the best handles of any guy 6'9" and up. And if you disagree, I'm not even about to argue with you, bro. Just take it up with your grandma. With all these tools at his disposal, it made sense why PG was able to be the #1 guy in Indy and in OKC. Paul George at times now, without Kawhi, has shown the ability to still be the numero uno and still get you good results. Now, we all remember when the self-proclaimed playoff P played a little bit more like way off P or pandemic P, whatever floats your boat. But he definitely redeemed himself the next season in 2021, especially in that Western Conference Finals when they played the Suns and silenced all that noise. So with all that being said, it's got me thinking, should Paul George in fact still be the man? And even though he's fine with being the #2 and he's even openly admitted it to the media, would PG be okay with being the #2? Because in my honest opinion, I think PG still has what it takes to go out there every night and still be him. What's good, YouTube, man? Welcome back to another episode of Self Check. If you want, you know what I'm E.
I'm T, man. What's good with you?
I got T with me. You got any after we get started? Before we get back to the video, man, just real quick, be sure to drop a thumbs up on this video if you're feeling it. Hit that subscribe button to help the channel out a ton, and even turn on post notifications to know when we drop videos over here on Self Check. Let's get back to the video. Paul George at one point in time, back in 2013, especially in the playoffs, that was probably like his coming out party to let us know like I'm for real. So Paul George has shown the ability to be the #1 long time ago. That was like 9-10 years ago, a decade ago. Paul George now came out and said himself out of his own mouth, why #1? I'm #2. And that's cool.
That's not cool. That's not cool when you averaging just as much as the #1 player in your team. It's not cool when you're playing way more games. Isn't that the reason that you came to Los Angeles, is to play with this person and he's never playing? Yes, I understand there's injuries. I would never go out and say I'm the #2 to nobody on my team. I just say he's a good teammate, keep it moving, especially if I'm Paul George.
When Paul George was the #1 leading the Indiana Pacers, Kawhi was behind Tony, Tim, Manu. You know what I'm saying? So Paul George was doing that #1 option way before Kawhi. Kawhi probably came on the scene as #1 option around maybe like 2017. Why is it better player, you know, ever, all time, whatever. Even around that time, 2017, around 2018, Paul George was on OKC averaging like 28 a game, the most points he's ever averaged. Second place for MVP. So Paul George, for him to kind of say, you know what, I'm cool being a #2. I'm like, bro, you have #1 game.
He weak for that. That's just weak. I don't respect that. Like, if you're a hooper like that, how can you respect that? And that's when it goes to great players. You have some players that are great, some players that are good.
Like, it is to the point where you really have no flaws in your game. If you to say, you know what, as cold as I am, as much of a dog as I know I am, and sometimes I can be, you know what, I'm cool with him being the #1.
The dude who never played.
Like you said, they stats are the same. When Kawhi plays, 25-75. When Paul George plays without Kawhi, he averages 27-7-5. So you can basically do the same shit that #1 who you taking the backseat to is doing.
If I'm Paul George, I'm not waiting no more. After this year, I'm gone.
The wild thing was, I'm not coming over there to y'all. I'm not signing with y'all unless y'all give me Paul George. You done got you Paul George. Now, obviously, some of these injuries ain't really your fault. Maybe some of these injuries you can play through. You might not want to risk nothing, but it's like, man, they got you what you wanted, and he willing to be a #2, even though obviously we feel like he should still be the #1. If I'm Paul George, we don't get it done this season, hey bro, I know you wanted me over here, we gave this a shot. By the end of the season, it'll be your fault.
I'm gone. To a certain point in a player's career, like a Paul George, he only have a certain amount of time. Yes, his game is not all based on being athletic and all that. To win, for real, and them being that guy, you only have a certain amount of time. I feel as though he's wasting his years being in LA with Kawhi.
So would you say him going over there was a mistake?
I wouldn't say it was a mistake because, I mean, chances make champions, right? He had to take a chance to see what was going to go on.
Kawhi and PG have only played together for 86 games over the past 3 seasons.
And it's 82 games in this season. Make it make sense.
I would say, hey man, look, I'm going to be the #1 because you barely been playing, and I'm not about to take a backseat to you. Once you feel like you kind of back on track to being where you at the top of your game, okay, then maybe we'll see if I'm going to take a backseat.
I'm never taking a backseat if I'm Paul George.
But after we seen what Paul George did, he kind of got them to the conference finals against the Suns. Almost got them to the final. The fact that Paul George has displayed that he can still be him. If you to kind of say, you know what, I ain't trying to be him, you be him, I'll be #2.
That's weak. There's no way I'm telling somebody who was signed by New Balances, I'm taking the #2.
What?
Him being signed
Bro,
by New
you
Balance.
know what it means, bro. You know what it means. If I'm Paul George, I would never even explain myself to Kawhi that I'm the number one dude on the team. I got us to the Western Conference Finals without you. I played my ass off without you. I almost got us to the finals without you. What makes you think when you come back, or even when you start playing like yourself, that I'm gonna take backseat?
I'll just say this. Paul George, now I don't know if he can kind of win the whole damn thing. I feel like he's shown get his team damn close. He's been to the conference finals a couple times. Or at least if he is to be the number 2, like be the number 2 to Ja. I feel like eventually Memphis got to get Ja somebody over there. We seen what Ja can do.
Look like Kawhi don't even want to play no more. He got his rings on Steph. He got his ring on Bron. He good. That's personally how I feel.
It ain't really too many people in the league as talented as Paul George. He has proved for like a decade that he nice like that. Nice like that to maybe lead his team to the championship? No. But taking a backseat to anybody and really like admitting that not like, nah, if you just playing better than me on the court, it is what it is. But for me to say, hey, bro, I'm gonna defer to you. You do your I'm here, back here if you need me. I don't know about all that. All right, man, we gonna call it a wrap on this one, man. Again, man, we appreciate all you ghosts tuning in to another episode of Self Check. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. If you have the channel on the ton, we appreciate all of y'all who've been watching. I'm E.
I'm T, man.
I got T. We appreciate y'all rocking out with us. We gonna catch you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.